Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, today in this video I'm going to show you something really interesting. Guys, you might have seen videos where you can upload multiple documents to a document library using PowerApps. You can create multiple list items using PowerApp. But have you seen something like you can create multiple items in list and each item can contain in turn multiple attachments? Not just single, multiple attachments I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm going to show you in this video, so watch it carefully and interestingly. It took a lot of time for me to figure this out, and definitely some videos like Shen Young video helped me in certain concepts like using images, but finally I came up with my own solution and it works really good. And in this app I'm going to show you something simplified. You can complicate it the way you really want to. All right, so let's go. So the very first thing is this page where I have a button go to list. What I do is like I have used this clear collect, simple, like I have created a list that has got just title and an attachment, that is screen 2. Okay, so I'm using clear collect, creating a collection with blank and just title, and I go here. All right, now see this carefully. I have a text box here. Okay, come on, yeah, text box. Okay, and this gallery source is that collection that we created. Fine. This list attachment, this is not available inside, right? So what I did, I went to screen 3. I added an edit form of a list, and I literally stole this attachment control and I pasted here in my main gallery. Okay, in my main gallery I pasted here. Now but as we have said that as per default setting, this attachment control can hold 6 items with 10 meg maximum each. So what I can do, like it can carry up to 6, and if I increase this number it can carry even more. So I cannot just simply have an image, right, where we store the data and then we transfer it through Power Automate to the list item. No, that we cannot do. Correct. So that is where this actual game is coming into the place. So watch it carefully. All right, so in this sub gallery that I have added, like in this sub gallery, so the items for this sub gallery I have set it like attachments dot attachments. Okay, so as I explained you the stuff. One more interesting thing I found when I was doing iteration and I was doing troubleshooting, that unless I create something like a text input, this text input 2 is hidden, it's not coming here, this visibility I have turned off. To count the rows of this main sub gallery while doing the iteration using certain functions, I was not able to enter this sub gallery dot all items. It was returning me 0. So this I have just added count rows dot main sub gallery dot item. So as of now it will show it 0 because there's nothing, but it takes it from there. But and if I don't use anything like this, the system was not allowing. Now coming to the formula part, that is very important to understand. So when you run this, what can you do? Like, okay, these two icons I did not explain. Okay, but you know, so plus what it is doing, it is adding an item to the list collection so that it displays one more row, and this cross is removing. So for example, if I run this, okay, if I want to remove, I can remove one. Okay, now let's okay, let me fill it first and then we will go to the formula explanation, because still there's a lot of work needs to be done. So I'm going to attach 2 files each to each of them. Okay, you can attach more than 2. I have tested 3, 4, whatever. Okay, now submit is important. Okay, so before I click on submit, I want to explain, because first run is always not going to be successful. There are certain reasons. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you now. Come on. All right, so what I'm doing, like unless you use this ungroup, you cannot just get into this sub gallery. So ungroup I did for all main gallery dot all items. So let's say you saw that we created 2 rows, right? So like it will run for each row. Then for each row, go to, like it has ungrouped both the galleries while the iteration is going through, so that now you can enter into this sub gallery. what it is color. Okay, in sub gallery there was one more thing, like title I set this item dot name, image this item dot value, and items attachments. Okay, now let's go to the folder because this will now make it clear. So I created a small data collection name, and so right now this is under this main sub gallery. So this record dot name means this one, I mean the attachment that is currently pointing to the sub gallery item. Like let's say your main gallery has first row that has got two attachments loaded. So now for the first row in this app, the sub gallery that is here, and I'm not showing it, you have got two items, two rows. Like for this one you have two rows because you have two attachments. Similarly for this you will have two rows in sub gallery as you have two attachments. So come back to the formula, this record dot name, attachment name, and this one I took from Shane Young. He helped us understand, like use a variable, take the image content length and remove some characters. So I'm storing two fields. I'm storing name and base 64. Okay, so now I have stored that value. What? And then so you see this corresponds to this. So by this, like whatever items you had, the iteration has covered, and all your attachments for your row is saved in data collection. Fine. Now what I am doing, I am patching this multi attach. So now this multi attach is the list. Okay, so I am attaching patching multi attach with the title box. Like here, this is my title box. Okay, so I am patching it over there. So it creates an item. I'm refreshing it. Now I'm making the big collection, or whatever term you want to use, so that it can go ahead and add attachments. So I'm making a big collection. So what I want to do, basically in Power Automate, what I'm doing here, you can see that here itself I have added the list item, right? So now I have added the list item. My intention is to push attachments to it. So right now I have made a very simple list where I have just had title, but even if I have another situation where I have 10 in this column, I can use all the columns except attachment under the patch function and create the item here. And then in the big collection, I am sending the ID that is just created in this multi attach, and list item ID that's unique, and the attachment collection that I collected over here. Okay, data collection you see. So ID and collection of attachment. So what I'm pushing it in my Power Automate. This is my Power Automate multi attach test. I'm just sending this list item ID and attachment. Okay, fine. And then I'm making them null, and I'm navigate to main screen, so that any number of times you want to come. Why I have used remove function, because functions like clear, collect you cannot use inside for all, so that is why I had to use this. Okay, so that's how it works, and that is why I have used this first sort the stuff, and not I have taken ID value out of patch, because you cannot set a variable inside it. Of course you can use this patch value under title and take the ID out of it. That you can do if you don't want to go for this first sort approach. Like you can include patch item here in this and then take it. That's fine. Alright, so now we are gonna run it once, and we are gonna go to the workflow. Alright, so we have click on submit. Okay, so basically it has completed, that's why it has navigated. Now we'll go to two parts. First we'll check in the SharePoint list if the items are actually created, and if, because we had used the patch function before we actually called the Power Automate, and then we'll go to the Power Automate and see the further steps. Alright, so I went to the list, items are created but attachments not, because we have not even implemented that logic. So now I'm going into workflow. App has ran successfully. We need to see what has happened. Of course this is call from Power App, so this is nothing, but I had added a compose action with input as okay, let me show you it in the edit mode. Okay, so as of now this is doing nothing, just compose action, get input. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to the history and we'll see what else we need to do. So there were two successful run because we had two items, two rows. So you can pick any of these. So this is compose section, input output. So this output is very important. You see it is sharing the list item ID. You remember we passed, I named it title, but you can put an ID as well, just to give you example. So copy this output, this is very important. Okay, now edit the workflow. And add an action. This time we need to parse this compose function is coming, we need to parse it. It should be parse JSON. Okay, its content is gonna come from the compose function, output, and schema we need. So whatever we have copied, click on generate from sample, paste it here, and click on done, and it's gonna pick up. This is really important step, like your most challenging portion is almost over. Okay, now coming to this, now we need to declare a string variable that's gonna actually hold your final stuff. Initialize variable, and we'll call it base value. You can call anything, and it should gonna be string. Fine. Now as we know that each row, I mean in each iteration you can have multiple attachments, so we need to click on apply to each, because we need to collect each and every attachment and then proceed. So we are gonna pick up body from the previous this parse JSON action. Okay, now scroll down. Okay, now we need to set this variable. Okay, so set variable, this is very important, because so which variable, base value we picked up, right? So this one, and this and we'll pick up base 64. Why we'll pick up base 64? Because this is actually holding the data, and see it automatically added another apply to each. This is all happening because of this parse, the way it is picking up the data, like it's coming an array then second array, and that is why this one, see base 64 is here for this collection. So for each collection you have each att collect that is holding your attachment, you have base 64, so it's picking it up over there. Fine, now your variable is set. What else you need now? So by this time your list item is already added, and now you have the content of attachment. You need to add attachment, and that's what we are gonna do. This is the final step, add attachment. Okay, so we'll go to SharePoint, click on add attachment. This is really important. Okay, now all right, I'm gonna do this. Now here you need to navigate to the list. In ID I have used title, because in title only I'm going for heady, but general people go for ID, that's fine. File name is saved in name, and in the content you are gonna use base 64. You're gonna an expression base 64 to binary, and you can add that variable base value that we have saved just above, this variable base 64. That's it, your base 64 to binary and the variable that we set above. Now it's all good, we can go ahead and test it. All right, of course remember to save it. So I'm back to the Power App. I click on go to list. I'm gonna add 2 items. Okay, and now I'm gonna do test 3 and test 4. I'm gonna attach those 2 items. Okay, click on submit. So I come to the list and it is created. Perfect. And if you want to see the items, let's see. See, these files are here. So thanks for watching this, guys. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.